sheep. Yeah. Happy sheep. Good morning. Slept on the back of my friend's property last night here. So nice. So nice the smoke is not covering the whole valley today. The sun's out. Good day for solar cooking. Cook me some potato. Ready. Oops. Choked the milk off. Got some egg from my farmer friend yesterday. Ate a couple raw ones, a couple raw egg yolks. I really like eating raw egg yolks, especially with a sprinkle of salt. So, got 10 eggs left. Usually lasts me a week, because I don't eat eggs every day. I drink milk every day though. So awesome. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, there's more tryptophan in sheep milk than there is in turkey. So it's quite calming. So I got amaranth all around me. And so last couple days I've been cutting them down with my friend's like serrated little miniature sickle. It's so badass. All I gotta do is pull and it saws and cuts so efficiently. So yeah, it rained yesterday, so I brought the tarp over and covered it. And yeah, trying to dry out all this amaranth so that it releases its grain. Amaranth. That's amaranth grain. Amaranth grain is awesome. It's one of the only alkaline grains, along with millet and quinoa. They call it alkaline grains because it doesn't tend to acidify your system. Your system doesn't ever get acidic because it's constantly working to keep a fine niche pH. But everything that we eat influences the pH, so that the body has to either work harder to bring it down in pH or has to work harder to bring it up in pH. So eating an overt amount of like wheat or other acidic causing grain doesn't make your system acidic. It just makes your body have to work harder to balance out that its pH. And every little bit of energy that we can save our body it really adds up. Poopy eggs. Poopy eggs. This is wild parsley, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there. It can be overwhelming. No. Got some wild garlic. No! Get out of my food. Turd bucket. Good shit. Thank you. Thank you for understanding and obeying. Thank you for understanding. Okay, everything else I'm gonna put in later. I'm gonna put this on the solar oven now. Oh, and the amaranth seed. Put the amaranth seed in. No. No food for you. What a good sheep. I got my new mailbox mounted. Got this at a $3 last week. Freaking awesome. I just made a felt base for my my water filter. This is a perfect place to put my water filter. When I close this, it presses up against this and it keeps it in like super secure. I can still get it out so that when we're walking, I can reach over quickly and pull it out. But it has enough resistance between the pressing of the roof and my collection of hats. How many hats do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4 gray hats of ascending size, and then my hat. This is my hat. This is yeah. And I got scarf, very thin scarf, soft. This is Rosie's wool. And then I got my vest that I've been wearing for like 4 years there, and then my vest that I've been wearing for like 7 years here, and then this inner vest that's gray. The gray vest I just made, I think it was a year before last. I'm trying to remember what sheep's wool I made that with. And I got a new sleeping bag. My friend started a new sleeping bag company that I've been helping him make decisions on how to, like, what wools to use. And the batting is wool that doesn't have many barbs on it, so it doesn't felt. It stays fluffy. And he's using merino wool on the inside, and the outside he is using a mixture of beeswax and I think it was jojoba oil or something, but he crushes up quartz crystal and a bunch of other woo-woo stuff like shunganite, and I forgot what else he puts in there of that kind of stuff, but he puts that in the wax and then rubs the wax on the outer layer, and then he goes back over it with an iron and melts it in so that it has some wind resistance and some water repellency, and it's really comfortable. Honestly, it's really breathable. So first of all, it's huge. It's like I mean, I just roll it up in the mornings and it goes across the whole thing, but it unrolls. I think it's like 77 inches long or something ridiculous, which is like almost, it's like 6'4" long. It's longer than my whole bed, and so it's made for pulling over your head and breathing into your sleeping bag to retain that heat, because every time you breathe out in cold weather, you're wasting heat, literally. So yeah, this is the breathing in the sleeping bag method that I had turned him on to, that would be possible with wool, because it's breathable and it's more antimicrobial, so it's not going to be collecting as much bacteria as a synthetic fiber, and because the natural outside layer is breathable also, it's not trapping in the moisture. Most sleeping bags nowadays use nylon, which is not breathable, and condensation collects on the inside and can form molds, all kinds of crap. But if you breathe inside of a nylon lined sleeping bag, it's not breathable, and so you're just recycling your own breath. Whereas this sleeping bag is breathable, and it's actually like, I don't feel like I'm suffocated at all. I feel suffocated when I wear a fucking mask, and I feel suffocated when I am cold with the sleeping bag that I have on hand, and I attempt to remedy it by breathing, pulling it up over my head. I know it's not good, it doesn't feel good, but the cold feels worse. So I really like this sleeping bag, being able to just as easily breathe inside the sleeping bag and keep all my heat, as it's just as easy on my system, it seems, as when I breathe out in the normal air. Except when I'm breathing the normal air, I'm breathing in cold air. So it's like with every breath you take from outside your sleeping bag, you're taking cold air that your body is having to work against, and then you're breathing out the warm air and losing energy. So when you're able to breathe inside of a sleeping bag like that, then you are saving energy on actually two different levels that might not be very obvious. But again, as we were talking about eating a balance of alkaline and acidic causing foods, that it's every little jot and tittle of energy that you can save really helps out. Dorky musical instrument. That's called manualism. I do it completely different from anyone else that I've ever seen in the world. Everyone holds their hands like this, and they do squeaks. I hold my hands like this, and I do beats. It is such an easy instrument to pick up and just start playing whenever your fucking mind drifts into it. It's ridiculous. I've been doing it since I was like 6 years old. I started doing it because I would put my hands in between my knees at night when it was cold, and I'd rub, and I'd start making a suction like that. I don't know if you can see that. Making a suction between my hands as part of the movement to just build heat under my blanket, and then I just naturally started putting my fingers interlacing like that and getting better suction, and started making squeaks. Star Spangled Banner. Okay, I'm smelling my eggs. So that means I gotta start it. Get my spoon. Scrambled eggs. I'm gonna actually put a little bit of milk in that to hydrate the whole thing. And this milk heating up will actually curdle the milk and create cheese. And because the sunlight is on top of it, it's cooking on top. When I come back to this, all that milk will be evaporated, and there will be curdles of cheese, fresh cheese, sheep cheese, good sheep. All right, hear them sizzling. So I literally never eat breakfast anymore. I mean, I used to when I was younger, but I've been practicing intermittent fasting for years. Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to give your body a period of time to clean itself out. But yesterday, I ate a bunch of fucking honey, and I swear last night, before I even went to bed, like I had a little bit of trouble going to bed because my parasite load was just fucking so so exploded from feeding them so much sugar, and my candida and all the other bacteria that thrive mostly on carbohydrates, that are easy to get out of whack because and that burp right there is from them. The parasites produce gases, and got some roasted ricotta. They produce all kinds of gases, and if you eat late, or you eat a bunch of carbs the day, and especially the night before, like if you had a late night snack or something like that, you'll wake up and you'll have a grumbling in your stomach. That's not your stomach telling you that it's hungry. That's actually your parasites like demanding that you give it more food. And so yeah, I tried to go to bed last night and had my stomach already grumbling because it wanted more carbohydrates. So got some dehydrated cheese crumbles. And so yeah, this morning when I woke up, it was so bad. My stomach was grumbling so bad that I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to eat breakfast if I want to fucking have any peace at all. And then I'll just have to I'll have to reset my system today and make sure and not eat carbohydrates, and not eat later than 8 o'clock p.m. so that that load of parasites that I built up yesterday has a chance to start to die off and rebalance itself, because their lifespans are much shorter than especially bacteria. Their lifespan is much shorter, like than any other life form. So they're very responsive to you either feeding them. Their populations will explode, or if you starve them, their populations will decline more drastically than you might assume. So, like, as long as I don't eat carbs today, potatoes are fine. Grains, potatoes don't seem to feed them as well. I don't know what's going on with that, but I haven't looked in the research. But grain definitely feeds them, and sugar obviously feeds them. I'll probably feed myself potatoes today, but then I'll probably feed. I won't eat again after this until 6 p.m. I'll cook it, eat at 6 p.m. and then let my my body go until noon tomorrow, if not longer, because I won't be nearly as bothered by my parasite loads tomorrow morning. So I definitely won't be eating breakfast tomorrow morning. wait till at least noon. And so that intermittent fasting is what they call it, that time period. They say if you can go even like 12 hours without eating, that it really knocks down your bad bacteria, your candida loads, and your parasite loads. Awesome.